Hello, and welcome to the very first episode of the Voices for Life podcast. This is a service of the Church for Life. I'm Pastor David, and I am so glad you're here. This podcast is all about exploring life's journey, finding hope, purpose, and meaning in the moments that make up our lives. Today, we're diving into something deeply personal, yet universal: hope, and how even a small shift in perspective can change the way we see our lives. Life can be complicated. We face challenges, some big, some small, that shake our confidence, our direction, even our sense of self. And in those moments, it is easy to feel stuck, discouraged, and overwhelmed. But here's the thing: hope isn't just a feel good idea. It's a practical, powerful force that shapes how we experience life. Hope gives us the courage to take the next step, even when the path ahead seems uncertain. It allows us to see opportunities before we see only obstacles. And it reminds us that no matter where we are, change is possible. Think of hope as a lens. When we look through it, the world doesn't magically become perfect, but we begin to notice possibilities we might have missed before. Let me share a story. A friend of mine, let's call her Sarah, was facing a difficult season in her career. She had poured years into a job she loved, only to have the company restructure, leaving her unsure of her future. At first, she felt lost, frustrated, and overwhelmed. She focused on what she had lost rather than what could come next. But then she decided to take a small step. She began a daily practice of reflecting on what inspired her, what she was grateful for, and the small wins in her day. Within weeks, she noticed a subtle but powerful change. She started seeing opportunities she hadn't considered before. And eventually, a door opened to a new career path, one that fit her skills and her passions even better than the old job. That small shift, choosing to see possibility instead of despair, changed everything. This is the essence of hope. It's not blind optimism. It's the ability to focus on what's possible, even when the present moment is difficult. So, how perspective shape experience? Well, perspective is everything. Two people can experience the same situation and respond in completely different ways. One sees obstacles, the other sees opportunities. This isn't about ignoring reality. It's about choosing the lens through which we interpret reality. When we focus on what's possible rather than what's lost, our energy increases, our creativity expands, and our resilience grows. Here are a few simple questions that can help us shift perspective. First one, what's one thing I can learn from this experience? The second one follows, what's one small step forward I can take today? And third, who or what inspires me to keep going? Even small changes like these can redirect our attention from despair to hope. And hope, in turn, fuels action. When we believe there's a path forward, we start walking it one step at a time. And there is hope in everyday life. Hope doesn't have to be monumental to be meaningful. It shows up in everyday life in small, intentional choices. So take a deep breath before responding in a tense moment. Reaching out to a friend when we're struggling. Setting aside a few minutes for gratitude or reflection. These small acts create a ripple effect. They change how we perceive challenges and increase our sense of possibility. Remember, hope is contagious, like so many other things. When we model hope, we influence those around us, our family, friends, co-workers, even strangers we meet. A hopeful mindset can transform relationships and even communities. But you got to be putting it into practice. So, how do we cultivate hope in our own lives? Well, here are 3 practical steps. First, focus on what you can control. Second, let go of what's beyond your influence and invest your energies in what you can impact. Again, even small actions matter. Reframe your challenges. Instead of seeing the obstacles as dead ends, ask, what opportunity might this challenge create? Stay connected to inspiring stories. Surround yourself with people, books, experiences that remind you of growth and changes are possible. Start small. Even 5 minutes a day reflecting on hope and perspective can lead to meaningful changes over time. It's all in your hands as far as that control goes. And I think you all will make a really great decision if you take the time to look at those possibilities and especially reflect. Well, thank you for joining me on this first episode of the Voices of Life podcast. Again, this is sponsored by the Church for Life. And remember this, hope matters. A small shift in perspective can change how we see our lives and ultimately how we live them. Take a moment today to notice the things that inspires hope in your life. Then take a small step forward. Over time, those small steps create a life filled with purpose, meaning, and hope. I'm Pastor David, and this is Voices of Life. Until next time, Stay hopeful, keep moving forward, and embrace the journey.